Japan's Defense Minister Gen Nakatani's visit to Turkey in August 2025 represents a notable moment in the evolving relationship between the two countries, especially in the context of defense cooperation. This visit is not only the first by a Japanese defense minister to Turkey but also a reflection of a broader trend in Japan's foreign and defense policy, an increasing willingness to engage with partners beyond its traditional sphere of cooperation. Turkey, for its part, is similarly seeking to extend its diplomatic and defense industrial reach to new regions and partners. Both countries are longtime allies of the United States but have taken different regional paths in developing their defense and strategic postures. The discussions held between General Nakatani and Turkish Defense Minister Yaşar Güler covered a range of issues, but the main focus was on potential cooperation in the defense industry, specifically in the area of unmanned aerial systems. Turkey has developed a reputation over the past several years for producing effective and relatively affordable drones, which have been deployed in several regional conflicts and exported to multiple countries. The Bayraktar TB2 and the more advanced Ankara models have drawn international attention for their operational success. Japan, which is in the process of modernizing its self-defense forces, is exploring ways to integrate unmanned technologies into its ground, naval, and air forces, and Turkish systems have become one of the options under review. Japan's defense policy in recent years has evolved in response to a changing security environment in East Asia, including concerns about maritime security, regional military buildup, and non-traditional threats. As part of this shift, there is a growing interest in developing or acquiring new capabilities that allow for faster response times, greater situational awareness, and reduced risk to personnel. Unmanned aerial systems offer these advantages and can be deployed for surveillance, reconnaissance, and, depending on the model and legal constraints, combat operations. By exploring partnerships with countries like Turkey, Japan may be able to speed up its capability acquisition and benefit from foreign systems that have already been tested in complex operational settings. The meetings between the two defense ministers were described by both sides as constructive. No immediate agreements were signed, and no procurement decisions were announced. However, the two governments agreed to establish working-level talks between their defense authorities, with the goal of deepening dialogue on equipment and technology cooperation. These talks will also explore legal and regulatory frameworks that govern the export and acquisition of defense technology. Japan's defense equipment transfer policy remains subject to strict legal conditions, and any agreement would need to align with those rules. Turkey, on the other hand, has greater flexibility in exporting its systems but would still need to accommodate Japan's regulatory environment. In addition to the drone discussions, the ministers exchanged views on regional security issues. While Turkey and Japan are geographically distant, both are located in regions that have experienced strategic tensions in recent years. Turkey sits at the intersection of Europe, the Middle East, and Central Asia, while Japan is located in a part of Asia that is increasingly contested, particularly with regard to maritime boundaries and power projection. Both countries also face challenges from irregular threats, cyber vulnerabilities, and rapidly advancing technologies that can shift the balance of power. The visit also included planned stops at Turkish defense facilities, including naval shipyards, Turkish aerospace industries, and Baker, the drone manufacturer. These visits were intended to provide Japanese officials with a deeper understanding of Turkish production capabilities and technical advancements. By examining these facilities firsthand, the Japanese delegation could assess whether Turkish systems and production methods are compatible with Japanese requirements and operational standards. Beyond the immediate technical and military aspects, the visit signals a diplomatic and strategic alignment that may be deepened over time. Japan's decision to include Turkey in this regional tour, alongside countries like Djibouti and Jordan, reflects its recognition of Turkey's strategic importance. Turkey is a NATO member, a significant regional military power, and an increasingly active player in defense exports and production. From Japan's perspective, building ties with such a country not only supports its own defense modernization goals but also helps create a broader network of partners that can support regional stability and shared interests in defense innovation. Turkey's interest in Japan is also multifaceted. In addition to seeking new markets for its defense industry, Ankara is interested in diversifying its strategic partnerships. While Turkey continues to engage with European and Middle Eastern states, its leadership has made it clear that they want to look beyond traditional partners to expand their defense and economic footprint. Cooperation with Japan offers access to a technologically advanced partner with a long-standing commitment to peace, regional balance, and rule-based international conduct. Though no immediate outcomes were achieved in the form of signed agreements or joint statements on procurement, the groundwork has been laid for future cooperation. This kind of visit serves to establish mutual understanding, align objectives, and identify potential obstacles before moving into more formal negotiations. Japan will likely take time to complete its evaluations of the drone systems under consideration, which includes technical performance, integration with existing platforms, maintenance and logistics support, and long-term reliability. Similarly, Turkey will assess how its offerings can be tailored to meet Japanese standards and what form of industrial cooperation, such as joint production or technology transfer, might be acceptable to both sides. Going forward, the success of this initiative will depend on how the working-level discussions progress and whether both governments are willing and able to navigate regulatory, technical, and political considerations that often shape defense cooperation. The visit may not have produced headline-grabbing deals, but it marks a deliberate step towards strategic collaboration between two countries that see value in diversifying their defense relationships in an increasingly complex international environment. As these discussions continue, both sides will be evaluating not just the feasibility of specific systems, but the broader strategic benefits of working together in a long-term defense partnership.